If you are in a situation like I am and you don't know what you're gonna play in PoE2 Exile 2, the upcoming season of the Abyss, I prepared a top 10 builds for the upcoming season. Theory crafting, I'm gonna play one out of those 10, still don't know what, but what you're gonna see in this video will be what's worth playing, yeah. Video is gonna be very short, concise, and to the point, so let's not waste time and let's go. Deadeye Ranger. Deadeye is the undisputed top pick for this season. Avidity now gives 50% chance to generate extra frenzy charges, boosting both clear speed and single target damage. Cold shots automatically mark enemies this time and chain projectiles as well, while Bullseye stacks crit weakness for insane damage scaling. Lightning Arrow and Barrage builds are going to dominate both mapping and bossing, making Deadeye a safe, meta-defining choice for any player. This is S-tier ascendancy, and probably the thing you're gonna see most often during the Season of the Abyss. Build is noob friendly, everyone can play it, a bit squishy, but damage output is just nuts. Tactician Mercenary. Tactician has emerged as a powerhouse in patch 03. Unlimited banners now generate glory, giving massive buffs, and Embankment turns totems into aura generators for party and solo play. Supporting fires death from above, damage type has tripled, and making crossbow or totem hybrid builds extremely lethal. If you want versatility, utility, and raw DPS, Tactician is the best pick for this league. Also S tier, the only difference from the Deadeye Ranger is how noob friendly it is. It's not noob friendly at all, this is one complicated class and ascendancy to play, but probably the most powerful ascendancy that you can pick in the Season of the Abyss. Hollow Palm Monk, Invoker Monk. Hollow Palm Monk is getting reworked, and thanks to the accuracy rework and deflect mechanic, unarmed scaling with dexterity makes damage higher than ever on a monk, while deflect adds a solid defensive layer. Fast attack speed and crit potential make this build one of the most brutal melee starters. Perfect for players who like high risk and high reward. The downside of the build is that it's not noob friendly, but the upside of this build is just probably the most powerful melee class in the game. Invoker Hollow Palm. Gemling Legionnaire Mercenary. Gemling Legionnaire returns as a highly flexible hybrid build. The new gem-studded keystone generates charges based on a gem stats, and martial discipline ties defensive scaling to your weapons now. Combined with a revamped support and gem system, Gemling can excel in both solo and group play. It's one of the most experimental and creative builds to try in the Season of the Abyssal. As every other mercenary, this is not noob friendly, but this is great mercenary for parties because of the huge buffs. Ranger Pathfinder. Pathfinder remains a top choice for both new and experienced players. Sustainable practices improve flask uptime and overall defenses, while Acidic Concoction and other rework concoctions provide huge DPS spikes. Pathfinder is durable, explosive, and thrives in dense abyssal content, making it one of the most reliable picks for mapping and bossing alike, especially for clearing dense maps. Build is very noob friendly and very easy to assemble, also very cheap. You can play this build in a lot of different ways: flat, physical, poison, fire, your choice. What you gonna do with this one? Blood Mage Witch. Blood Mage has become much more accessible in 03. Sanguimancy is free to allocate, and Life Remnants now spawn on every hit, significantly improving your sustain. Ignite and Exsanguinate builds hit hard and scale well into the endgame content now. Blood Mage is smooth to level and remains one of the best starter ascendancies for both solo and party play. The upside of this build is that it's probably the best caster in the game. The downside, it's not that noob friendly, like a Sork, for example. Stormweaver Sorcerer. Speaking about Sork, Stormweaver deserves a spot in the top 10 this league thanks to the massive buffs to elemental channeling and shock scaling. You wanna play a lightning build, this is the one. Tempest form now grants huge damage while also providing damage reduction during channeling. Crackling resonance makes shock spread deadlier than ever, and Abyss content filled with swarms of enemies is the perfect playground for chain lightning builds. If you like flashy visuals, screen-wide explosions, a lot of frame drops and a strong scaling into the late game, Stormweaver is your go-to ascendancy. The only downside, as I said, would be the frame drops. Everything else about this build is great, is also noob friendly and very cheap. Invoker Monk. Invoker finally feels polished in patch 03. I already gave one Invoker build for the Hollow Palm, and now there is the other Invoker, Elemental Expression Invoker in this case, which increases elemental damage scaling, while Meditate's cooldown is much shorter and grants huge energy shield recharge. These changes make Invoker a smooth hybrid melee or a caster option, so you can also play your Monk as a caster now. It's great for sustained damage, mapping, survivability, and staying alive in all of the tricky fights. The only downside is not as great on bosses as he is on clearing maps. For the boss fights, especially for the pinnacle bosses, this Invoker requires a bit more currency to actually work well. Infernalist Witch. Infernalist demon form was reworked, giving 3% more spell damage per demon flame and much lighter life drain. Pyromantic Pact is now smoother, making Ignite and Chaos Fire builds much more reliable, and you already know if you played Path of Exile 1 that nothing can top Chaos damage. It's the most powerful thing that exists in a game. It's high risk, high reward gameplay with consistent burn and Chaos damage, making Infernalist a solid pick for skilled players who want big damage numbers. The downside of the build, it's not noob friendly at all. The upside of this build, it's extremely OP and very expensive. The final one would be Warrior Warbringer. Warbringer is reliable, tanky choice for absolutely every player. Totemic Fury and Ancestral Reach buff your totems, AoE and duration, while Enduring Cry lets you ignore cooldowns. This ascendancy is flat up beginner friendly, consistent and perfect for players who want safe but effective league starter. Totem Synergy makes it excellent for Abyssal content, which makes Warbringer Warrior the most noob-friendly build in the game, and also one of the cheapest in the game. So what will you play this season? I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest, because I already played Warrior, and I played Monk, and I played Invoker, and Invoker is a heavy meta, seems like, with plenty of different builds, with the one I'm showing you right now with Hollow Palm. Then there is Warrior that I already played. I love playing melee classes, but this time I guess I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone and I'll probably go either for a Witch, okay, with Infernalist, or the Demon Witch, or I'll go probably, if I'm to play a ranged character, I'll probably go with the new Tactician Mercenary to test out the new totems and see how it works, but that's a slow progression through campaign with Mercenary. I like playing fast builds that can clear fast from start to finish, and as I said, meta to me personally seems like something that I don't like playing, and I gotta pick something. So truth to be told, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I gave 10 builds, I'll pick something out of those 10. It won't be a melee this time, so let me know what you people gonna play. S tier for this season, very simple. It's Ranger, it's Monk, and it's Tactician, or should I say Mercenary. Everyone else are not even close to those three, and plenty of people will be playing those. I also hate playing what everyone else is playing, so maybe I'll come up with something new along the way. I got 24 hours more to decide what I want to do. Let me know what you're gonna play, and thanks for watching.